Tell us a little bit about yourself. Sport, how long have you been playing, how you got into it?
I'm Victorian originally, so AFL's everything down there.
Yeah.
So I've pretty much always grown up playing AFL. I had a little bit of break after sort of school finished, and then started playing again recently as well. Played a bit of tennis as well, but AFL's always been the thing there.
Yeah.
And then obviously I grew up in Victoria, but moved to Sydney a couple of years ago.
Yep.
And then I've been here since.
Sweet. Who do you play for?
So I was playing for North Shore Bombers.
Yeah, it was. We'll get into that.
Yeah. So the hope is to go back there.
Yeah.
soon.
All right. Well, good segue. What happened?
So it'd be about a year ago to the day almost. I was playing in a final and tore my ACL in a marking contest.
Yeah, right.
So when I was landing, and then I've been rehabilitating that and had surgery, and it's been a year now.
Blew the knee and lost the final.
Blew the
What a
knee and
day.
lost the final. It was, went down in flames. It's
Bummer.
It's a good story, but
Yep. Also, what do you do for work?
so I work as an osteopath as well. So I've got a bit of
an inside knowledge of what's going on.
Inside in there as well.
Yeah. So you weren't a part of Athletes Authority before the accident, before you blew your knee.
No.
What brought you here?
Well, I think just knowing, seeing knee reconstructions in the past and stuff like that, it's all great to get it, get the surgery and everything, and structurally it's sound, but functionally there's such a difference between what's after surgery and what's required when you're trying to go back to sport. So I just obviously I saw you guys on social media and these things, and saw that what you were putting out was pretty good. So I wanted to make sure that I got as close to 100% as possible before I got back on the park. And that's when I came here. It's about 9 months ago now. Yeah.
What sort of stuff did we start with? So I remember we started with a lot of neuromuscular control type stuff, and when you first started, it might be a hard question, but was it what you expected, or was there, how were your feelings toward it when you started?
It was a bit of both. It was kind of what I expected, but kind of not, in that we broke it down to really simple stuff really early that I found quite difficult, that had sort of passed over in my own kind of rehabilitation. And then we built to the stuff that I was already trying to do but wasn't doing it well enough.
Yeah, so just took a couple of steps back to start off.
Yeah, and then a lot of a lot of the neuromuscular control stuff, so a lot of balance-based stuff where I didn't realise there was such a discrepancy from side to side, and in my own thinking would have just breezed over that or passed over that, and then tried to get back to playing on the field. And that sort of thing.
Sweet. So it's been a gradual ramp up over the 9 months. It's worked out well for me, because the 9 month mark is where people sort of start, pulling on your shirt to try and get back in there. And now we're just heading into off season, which buys me a few more months, which is really good. How are you feeling at the moment in comparison? Mentally, do you feel as though you're looking at, I know we're talking about you playing 9-a-side type stuff over the off season, so you're feeling like you're ready to get back into it?
Yeah, I feel confident in it. The only, you've had surgery on there, so there's always that in the back of your head that it's there. But in saying that, objectively, if I looked at it, my knee's stronger. It's I haven't moved this well before, and these sorts of things. So I'm confident in having done more than I could have possibly done to get myself 100% sort of thing. So, and then knowing that I've got a couple more months before even the season starts again, it fills you with a lot of confidence. But in retrospect, I would have just got to that 9 month mark and been like, I'll
sweet, boxes tick. Well, that's a really common thing. People think the most, or the overarching rehabilitation factor is time, and it's while that's important, there's so much more that goes into it, really. It's been good to see your 9 month progression from where we started, and we've been able to we'll start collecting some, adding to that objective data that we've got, and we've got some good tracking tools and stuff in here that we can use to maintain your level throughout the season. And make sure things stay on track, basically.
No, it's good. It is good. I definitely wouldn't have been as thorough myself with it all, and I think that's why you go to someone else who knows what they're doing, because you get that objectivity and you get.
Yeah. Do you think that having the knowledge of, like you're an osteo obviously, and you've spent a lot of time with things like this, do you think that's why you were looking for something more? Because it's not very common for people to know that the return to performance phase is as important as it is. Do you feel as though your background helped you with that?
Well, it helped and hindered sometimes. Like, it helped in that, like, you knew there was something else out there, but it also hindered in that, like, you think you can do it yourself.
Yeah, right.
So I think balancing those, but also just looking at, like, how often people go back and do it again, and how often people go back and do the opposite one.
Yeah.
And I was sort of like, wow. I mean, I've got the time, and also I was a bit inquisitive about it as well, sort of being like, okay, how can I minimise or bulletproof the fact of it happening again? So, and this all makes sense to me and works as well. So.
Very good. So as far as the facility and the program, you've been involved in the athlete development program, the ADP, which is our flagship program, I guess. How have you found that? Training with other athletes from different disciplines of different levels and things like that.
Well, I mean, the biggest thing it creates that kind of competitive but also friendship environment. And like, you probably get pushed more than what you would normally, but then also you have that sort of camaraderie kind of thing there, which, if you're going through a rehabilitation or in an off season, can be quite important to like keep you motivated and these sorts of things. So it's great atmosphere. So that definitely helped me along with progressing week to week sort of thing. Of course, rehabilitation is a long process.
Yeah.
So it definitely helped.
What have been your favourite aspects of the athlete development program?
Well, I like the facilities. They're not common. They're not like, unless you're an elite athlete or you're working in that sector, it's like you don't get access to it. So you've got like, the light gates and these sorts of things. You've got Nord boards, like stuff where you're testing, like, it just blows my mind in terms of what you're testing and having that data there as well. I mean, you can also get like soft tissue work and like manual therapy and all these things like before and after sessions.
Yeah.
Just everything's geared towards, getting you to perform on the track, but also on the field as well.
Yeah.
So I think just the holistic approach there is really good. You don't see it anywhere.
Yeah. I think we've done a good job.